RuneScape is a game about getting lucky, and using that luck to your advantage to unlock new content. So what if I took luck completely out of the equation by eliminating all my possible good luck, leaving only the bad? Meet my never lucky Ironman, forks only, because this account is not getting spooned. This account will not be able to keep or use any drop that is received before the drop rate. Later, once I get further along, I'll periodically take all the drops I have to get rid of and give them out to my viewers and subs. My goal with this account is to complete the Inferno, and I'm not going to stop there. This is my story. Please subscribe to my only forks. I mean forks only. What is up, gamers? FCast and Chill here. So today I'm going to be wrapping up the last item on my early game checklist that we have here, and that's going to be the farming and herblore levels. I'm also going to do some other stuff too, not just that, but I have a ton of stuff I want to get through this episode, so let's go ahead and get into it. Right now I'm just doing the Tithe farm more, and I did some of this earlier, but now that I got level 54 farming recently, I have higher experience rates at the Tithe farm. So I can just camp here until 61 farming, and it's actually really nice. I think I'm getting something like 60k XP an hour with the method that I'm doing. Again, I'm doing the sweaty 25x4 method instead of this more standard methods. Also, if anybody's interested in a guide for the 25x4 method, I'd be happy to put one out. So just let me know in the comments if that sounds good to you. But yeah, I'm just going to hang out here at Tithe Farm for a bit until I get 61 farming. It shouldn't really take too long. And there we go. There's my 61. So now the last thing I have here is Herblore. But before we get into that, I want to take a detour to do some quests. And I'm sure you've all heard of the quest Monkey Madness. It's one of the most famous quests in old school RuneScape. But it unlocks the Dragon Scimitar, and I definitely want to go do that. With my current stats and gear against the Ammonite crabs I've been training on Fossil Island, the Dragon Scimitar is over a 16% DPS increase for me, and that'll only get higher as I get better gear and as I fight monsters with more defense. So this is just a huge upgrade. I'm going to be doing a lot of melee training, and it's going to just make everything go faster. So let's go get the Dragon Scimitar. Monkey Madness actually isn't a quest that I want to go into too much detail with, just because I'm sure you guys have all seen it before. But here you could see me just walking through the tunnel underground to get to Zunok to make the Gree. I'm flicking up my Protect from Melee on and off here just because I'm trying to save my prayer points as I run through. But really this isn't too interesting. I can show the final fight so we can get into that, but let's skip ahead. Alright, and I'm using ranged for this fight, so I can't take any melee hits here. And since I unlocked Protect from Magic earlier, this is actually pretty easy to do. I'm just going to sit back and just range this big jungle demon. I do want to flick my Protect from Magic a bit because I don't have a ton of prayer points or prayer potions. And so I want to make sure I kill him before I run out of prayer. But let's just keep flicking this here and see how it goes. And he's really close to dying here, so let's just finish him off. And there we it looks like the gnomes got the final hit on him because he revived with some health, so that's a bit unfortunate. I'm gonna try to drag him away from them so that doesn't happen again, because my prayer points are getting pretty low and I don't want to die because this guy can hit, I think, something like a 32, and that would be really bad. So yeah, I'm just going to run down here and hopefully that'll work. And there we go. All right, he's dead. And with that, I'll have the quest completed and then I can go buy a Dragon Scimitar. So here I am just heading back to 8 Atoll now and going to the shops. And look at that. I'm buying a couple monkey talismans for the Recipe of Disaster quest. But yeah, wait. This monkey talisman shop also sells law runes. This is huge. I didn't realize that I could buy law runes before 66 magic and going into the Wizards Guild. So I can just stock up on law runes here and get a ton for teleports and stuff. I guess I didn't need to waste time with Guardians of the Rift too early on, but that's okay. But anyways, we got our Dragon Scimitar now, and that's just so wonderful. I'm super happy about this DPS increase, so let's go kill some crabs and look at those new damage hits. This scimitar is great. I'm just absolutely shredding these crabs. And you can see, oh, look at that, 15. That's my max hit now. This is great. I'm getting XP way faster than I was before. So I'm super excited about that. And it's going to be nice for finishing up AFKing at crabs to 65 attack and 65 strength, because that's what I need to get into the Warriors Guild, which, you know, we'll be doing the Cyclops grind a bit later. But yeah, another thing I can do here on Fossil Island other than kill these crabs is I can actually go farm some seaweed. So I don't know if you guys know, but the underwater part on Fossil Island that you can do once you've completed the Pirate Pete part of the Recipe of Disaster quest has a lot of content. But the main piece that I'm interested in is the giant seaweed farming. So giant seaweed is ridiculously important for Ironman. If you want to train your crafting up efficiently using super glass make, you need a ton of seaweed, just a ridiculous amount. And so I'm going to try to come here as often as I can to replace these seaweed patches. And it's actually really nice that the seaweed spores spawn if you just sit underwater. And so I can just hang out here doing some other type of skilling and collect a bunch of spores. Like I plan on doing a lot of fletching down here later on, and I'll use that to get the seaweed spores for planting them. But I'm going to be coming here a lot for a lot of giant seaweed for crafting later. So now the last thing I wanted to get through this episode is I want to wrap up 38 Herblore as well so I can make prayer potions. The issue with that is doing farming runs, like herb runs, is really slow right now and just really tedious and annoying. So I'm actually going to try to get this through doing quests instead, since some quests just give a ton of XP and can get me there way faster. So I do want to get into doing herb runs later, but I actually want to talk about this later. There's some things I want to knock out first to make those herb runs more efficient. So for now, we're just going to get into some quests. So here I've completed the Death's Plateau and then the Troll Stronghold quest line, and then I'm going to do Edgar's Ruse as well, since that just gives a massive amount of Herblore XP. And so that got me pretty close to 38, but not quite there. It's also important because I need these quests to later unlock the Troll Stronghold herb patch that I get after doing the My Arm quest. And that one's great because it's a disease-free patch, so your herbs will never die there. So I'm definitely later going to be planting a lot of Ranar seeds there. But for now, to wrap up the rest of my 38 Herblore, I'm actually going to do the Darkness of Hollowvale questline, and this is for a couple reasons. There's one other reason that I want to complete Darkness of Hollowvale that I don't want to get into right now, but it is temple trekking. We'll talk about my plans with temple trekking later. But to do that, there's first a few Myrique quests that I have to complete. These are pretty tedious and take a while, and for one of them I actually need a mithril bar, and that's actually kind of hard to get with where I'm at on my account, since you need either 50 smithing to make a mithril bar or get one from a drop, and I'd rather just get the smithing levels since I want to get those anyway. But for smithing, you know, the most efficient way to get smithing XP is to do Blast Furnace. But the new smithing minigame, Giant's Foundry, is actually really wonderful for Ironman too. So I might try that out a bit. But before I do either of those, I think I need to get the ice gloves. I mean, I don't need to get them. I could just use buckets of water for all my smithing and, you know, getting the bars and stuff. But that's actually a huge pain. And I'm going to have to get the ice gloves anyway later for Heroes Quest. So let's go do that. But the problem with that is first I need 50 mining. So let's go mine some iron ore for a while and get 50. And there we go. There's 50 mining after a couple hours of doing this. And now let's go get those ice gloves. All right, I'm almost to the Ice Queen's lair here. And I just need to kill her and she drops the gloves. I needed 50 mining because there was a rock that you have to mine to get into here, but that's it. So let's go ahead and put on my gear and go fight her. And oh my god, okay. I changed my Ardone cape to the one-click teleport, and I forgot that I did that. I did this just so if I get into a dangerous situation I can click and get away. But I just clicked and tried to equip it, and that put me back here. So now I have to walk all the way back over to the Ice Queen's lair. So let's go do that. All right, and take two. So now I did not teleport away this time, and I'm here just killing the Ice Queen. And you can see here I'm just flicking my Protect from melee on and off, and I stacked up these Ice Warriors to block her, and it's pretty easy. I'm just casting fire spells. And yeah, I do actually have an interesting video here if you want to learn how to prayer flick like this. It's a prayer flicking guide I created a while ago. Note that it's a little rough since that was before I had a high quality mic and it was one of the first videos I made. But I call this the alternating flick, which is really easy to do with visual cues and you don't even have to like worry about timing or anything, but it should block all damage. And there we go. There's the ice gloves. So let's get those and get on out of here and start training our smithing. So right now I'm actually at the blast furnace just buying up some coal and iron and hopping worlds. I need to get some coal and iron to make bars for the Giant's Foundry minigame. I am going to do Giant's Foundry for training, but you know, I need the bars to do it, so I'm just going to be here for a while buying up ore. And I'm actually pretty damn poor now, so I'm probably going to go do some agility pyramid a little bit first too before going back to the Giant's Foundry. But yeah, I'm just going to buy some more ore and then head over there. Alright, and here I am at Giant's Foundry with my newly made bars and my ice gloves, and I'm just making some swords for the Giant. So this is a pretty easy minigame. You do have to focus, but it's not too bad. You just, you know, we'll have to smith the sword depending on what you have to do. There's the hammering, the grinding stone, or the, I don't even know what the other thing is, the polishing stone, I think. And then you have to control the heat levels by either dunking your sword in the lava or in the waterfall. I actually learned recently that there's a right click where you can right click and then dunk your sword instead of just clicking on it with a left click, and that makes it change temperature way faster. So that's a pretty cool tip, but yeah, I'm just gonna hang out here for a while and get to level 50 smithing. Okay, I didn't realize this, but turning in these swords gives a massive amount of gold for how much effort it takes. And it's actually wonderful. On the way to 50 smithing, I got something like, I was getting like 150k GP an hour. Of course, you know, I had to take the time to make the bars first, but this is really wonderful. It kind of makes me want to ditch agility pyramid altogether and just do this if I need more money, since I need to get my smithing up more anyway. But this game is just so good for early game Ironman. I can't even believe it. So that was so quick too. 50 smithing did not take long at all. And I got a good amount of GP to go with it. So now that I got 50 smithing, I can make that mithril bar and go on to do the Darkness of Hallowvale quest. So let's knock some of those out. Alright, now that I got the prereqs out of the way, let's go do Darkness of Hallowvale. Man, this quest just takes so long. I have to traverse through the city to get to the hideout multiple times, and it's just so tedious. But yeah, it's important to knock out, and I get that Tome of Experience that'll give me a lot of Herblore XP, so definitely worth it to do now. So I do want to mention right now, I actually have gotten a few more things to give away since the last episode. I've been doing birdhouse runs consistently on Fossil Island, and since those seed nests have a chance at higher tier seeds, and I can't keep them until I get to the kill count for those seed nests, I actually have 2 palm tree seeds that I need to give away. And then I also got a snapdragon seed from one of my farming contracts that I wasn't able to keep. So now you can see here I have 5 total seeds that I need to give away. And these total up to approximately about 165k right now, so still not too much. I'll probably wait until I at least have a couple mil worth of stuff before I do a giveaway. I think what I'm going to do for the giveaways is I'm going to sell all the items and turn them into platinum tokens, or just GP, and just pick a random comment from my video where I'm saying that I'm doing the giveaway. So it'll encourage you guys to comment the video and check out all of them. But I can try that out for now. If you guys decide you don't like that, you know, let me know in the comments, and I could do the Falador party room with all the GP or platinum tokens. But I do plan on grinding for an item in just a few episodes that's going to be worth, you know, more than a couple mil. So hopefully I'll get 1 or 2 of those before the drop rate and get to give them away. But it's going to get more and more interesting, and I'll have to give away more and more valuable stuff, you know, as we get further along in the series. But anyway, back to this Darkness of Hallowvale quest. Let's just keep on grinding through this and get it done. For these later parts, I'm actually just asking the Firewatch to take me to the mines because it's way faster to just mine the ore and then get out of here and take the back route to the hideout. So that's a little trick that speeds things up a whole lot, which is kind of nice. So I'm just going to hang out here and mine these ore. I should be done with this pretty soon, but yeah, let's just keep going. And there we go. That is Darkness of Hallowvale completed. So with that and this experience tome, I now have 38 Herblore. So you could see it here. And I've really gotten a ton of levels. You can see here my total is now 1194. And that quest just put me right over the 5 million XP mark. So making a ton of progress. It's really exciting. And with that, that's my last item on my early game checklist knocked out. So yeah, I think, I'd still say we're in the early game, but we're ready to start transitioning to the mid game. So I have some really cool stuff planned for that. I'm going to get another checklist because I've gotten a lot of feedback that you guys really like this checklist format. So I might try to change it up a little bit. Might have someone help me up with some designing and make it look a little nice. But yeah, I'll have a lot of cool things to go for later. And like I said, we'll get into some PVM grinds with items worth a couple million or more soon. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. But I might also change up the intro soon now that we're getting a little further along. I feel like I could make the intro a little more concise and sound a little neater if you guys think that's a good idea. But yeah, no, I think that's it for this episode. Thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate the support again. And please like and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks.